Who's there?
Hey, Atik.
Police Emergency Hotline, how can I help?
I came to the temple this morning. I found Atik lying in a pool of blood.
What is Atik's full name?
So Buntik, there's blood everywhere, and he's not moving.
Where is the temple?
Number 2, Teck Wai Lane, the Choa Chu Kang Combined Temple.
Juliet calling 6 Romeo 1, over.
6 Romeo 1, send over.
6 Romeo 1, we have an incident at Choa Chu Kang Combined Temple. Unconscious man lying in a pool of blood. SCDF resource on the way. Please proceed, over.
Pronounced date at 0709 hours.
Ma'am, the deceased is So Boon Teck, Singaporean male. He was a temple helper and he slept here at night. He was discovered lying in a supine position in a pool of blood.
Any witnesses so far?
No, ma'am.
Found any weapon?
No, ma'am.
Who discovered the victim?
The temple operations manager, Singh Wan Hock.
Mr. Singh, I'm Senior Investigation Officer Ewan. Can you please tell me how you found the deceased?
I came in this morning to open the temple. Normally, I open the front gate and then I switch on everything. But then when I walk in, he was on the floor and there was a lot of blood.
Mr. Singh, I see the temple has CCTV cameras.
Yes, the CCTV monitors are in the temple office.
Okay, we need to look at the CCTV footage for the last 24 hours. Ong, follow Mr. Singh to the office and review the CCTV footage. Can process the scene. What's your preliminary assessment?
Well, there seems to be a lot of blood spilled out here, which suggests that there is some trauma, but I don't see any external wounds, nor is the quantity of blood sufficient to explain hemorrhages the cause of death.
Any idea if an object could have caused this?
I don't see any weapon marks or any typical injuries to suggest anything, but the body is caked with blood. So we had to clean it up. Once we do, we will be able to make out if there are any external injuries corresponding to a weapon.
We'll leave you to it.
Let me find last night's CCTV footage for you.
How many CCTV cameras are there?
6. One at the back gate and one at the front gate, both facing outwards. One at the storage area and one at the temple hall, and 2 along the corridors.
Let's take a look at the one at the storage area. Looks like there was an intruder last night. Was anything missing from the temple?
No, I don't think so.
Can't really see him clearly. Please fast forward the footage.
It seems to be checking on something.
I want to see where the intruder goes after he leaves. Can you please go to the CCTV camera at the back gate?
Okay.
Looks like the suspect was wearing a black t-shirt. I know it's hard to tell from the CCTV footage, but did you see anyone matching the suspect's description at the temple before?
Not really, but there was someone behaving suspiciously last night. When we were going to close, there was a man who was walking around.
What time was it?
About 10 p.m.
Why did you say he was behaving suspiciously?
He kept looking at the donation boxes like he was memorizing what they looked like.
Did you talk to him?
No, I was busy cleaning up at that time. Later, when I looked for him, he had already left.
Can you describe him?
He's a Chinese man, about 30 or 40 years old, wearing a red t-shirt.
Good. Please gather all the CCTV footage and give them to me.
Okay.
Ewan, there was an intruder last night. Could have been a robber. We have an image, but the details are not clear.
The victim had over $2,000 on him. His handphone was also left intact, so nothing was stolen.
Nothing was missing from the temple either.
So, whoever murdered the victim didn't take any money or valuables.
Suspect appears to be masked, wearing a cap with a black t-shirt, gloves. He was holding something. He was moving towards the housing estate when he left the temple at about 3:10 a.m.
Share the image of the suspect with POCC. Ask them to track his movements from police cameras in the vicinity. The first 24 hours are crucial. Let's comb the neighborhood for more CCTV footage and do ground inquiries. Someone might be able to identify him or could have seen something suspicious last night. Gather the team, fan out and canvass the area.
Watch Officer Saiful speaking.
Hi, this is Ayo Ong from CID. I forwarded an image of the suspect last seen leaving Choa Chu Kang Combined Temple at 3:10 a.m. on 14 February. Please look through all police camera footages around the vicinity and let us know if you spot anyone fitting the image and attire of the suspect.
Roger, noted.
Hello, Ong speaking.
Ayu Ong, a man fitting the image and attire of the suspect was spotted on the police camera at Teck Whye Lane between Block 144 and 146.
Got it, thanks. Hi, ma'am. I'm Investigation Officer Ong. Did you notice anything suspicious early this morning at about 3 a.m. onwards?
Somebody came into our coffee shop at about that time this morning. He wanted to use our toilet.
Do you have any CCTV camera in your coffee shop?
Got. We just installed last month. Let me show you.
Thank you, ma'am. This is very helpful. Can I get a copy of this?
Sure.
The victim is So Boon Teck, age 53. From what we know, he has been unemployed and has been living in the Choa Chu Kang Combined Temple for the last 2 years as a helper.
Ewan, you met Dr. Paul just now. What did he have to say about the body?
So death was not caused by the head injuries, despite the blood on the face and head.
There isn't that much blood to consider hemorrhage as a cause of death. Instead, we have something else happening much more rapidly and causing instantaneous death, which is the crushing of the voice box or larynx.
This pattern of the concentric circles is unusual. What can you tell me about it?
Each concentric circle is separated from the next by 0.2 centimeters. Now, what is interesting is the external bruise is a soft injury, but there's no bruising of the brain, there's no hemorrhages. If we can find such a weapon, which has got the soft effect but has a lot of force to punch in and fracture, it can lead us to the killer.
The blood splatter analysis shows that the suspect was not hitting on a specific spot of the body. He was definitely not using a sharp instrument.
The crime scene analysis of the foot traffic confirms that our suspect first entered via the back wall, before moving away and leaving a trail of muddy shoe prints.
After that, the suspect left. That's where our trail goes cold.
I think our best bet is the CCTV footage from the coffee shop. Although we don't have a clear image of his face, the male suspect was seen entering the toilet at 3:15 a.m, wearing a black t-shirt, just like the intruder at the Choa Chu Kang Combined Temple. But when he left the toilet, the suspect was wearing a red t-shirt with patterns and words instead. There's more. Remember the person who made the police report, Guan Hock? He said he noticed someone behaving suspiciously at the temple the night before. He said there was someone looking at the statues and the donation boxes as though he was trying to memorize something. Guan Hock said he was wearing a red t-shirt.
Stop. What's on the t-shirt?
I recognize that heart logo. It's from the OSGSO, Official Singapore Stroke Organisation. They do donation drives every year. Look, they give a different coloured t-shirt every year. Blue for 2013, green for 2014,
And red for 2015. Looks like we have our work cut out for us. Ong, get in touch with the Official Singapore Stroke Organisation and see if there are records of donors or participants from the 2015 donation drive. Then cross-check that with a list of males who fit the description of the suspect.
I'll lead a team to canvass the area again. See if anyone recognizes a suspect from the temple CCTV footage.
I remember him. He came in twice. The first time at about 6 p.m. to buy a hammer and chisel. And then again on the same night at about 10:30 p.m.
What did he buy the second time?
Something very strange. He bought a rubber stopper. You know that type we put on the metal leg of the chairs to prevent the legs from scratching the floor?
Can you show me the items that he bought? Pattern of concentric circles. Uncle, how did he pay for the hammer, chisel, and rubber stopper?
He paid by nets.
I'll need a copy of your net receipt from that transaction. I'll also need your CCTV footage of that person. Ewan, I think we've got a lead. On the night of the crime, our suspect was sighted at a hardware shop, buying a hammer and a chisel. Later, he came back to buy a rubber stopper.
A rubber stopper?
It turns out you can fit the rubber stopper into the hammer to suppress the noise it makes. And the injuries it inflicts will leave markings of concentric circles.
So do you manage to find a name?
Yep, I obtained his net transaction and bank records. This is our suspect. Low Swan Lit, 48. Unemployed since 2015. Before that, he used to work as a cleaner at a hospital.
When I checked the stroke organisation and went through the records of the 2015 donation drive, there were hundreds of Chinese males aged 30 to 40. But when Maslan provided his name, I was able to confirm that Low Swan Lit was involved in the 2015 donation drive.
Does Low have any relatives?
One other brother who hasn't seen him in years. No wife or children. He also has a history of drug offences.
Have you checked his residence?
He lives alone in a rented flat at Choa Chu Kang, about 15 minutes from the temple. According to a neighbour we spoke to, Low hasn't been seen in 2 days.
So we checked with ICA, and preliminary investigation shows that he has left the country via Woodlands checkpoint.
Okay, alert ICA and our Malaysian counterpart. Ask them to inform us the moment he comes back.
Yep. Okay, thank you. I just got a call from a Malaysian counterpart. They say Low Swan Lit is leaving the JB checkpoint and heading towards Woodlands now.
Let's go.
Cuma remove your head, sir. Low Swan Lit?
Yeah.
Please wait a moment, sir.
Senior Investigation Officer Zhang Yiwen. Lo Suan Lit, you're under arrest for the suspected murder of So Boon Teck. We have records of your NETS transactions for 13 February. When you purchased a hammer, chisel, and a rubber stopper at Chua Chu Kang hardware shop. Besides that, we have CCTV footage evidence of you breaking and entering the Chua Chu Kang temple and later fleeing the crime scene. What do you have to say for yourself? Even if you keep quiet, it's no use. Your belongings were sent for forensic analysis. And guess what? The result shows that the deceased DNA and blood were found on the interior and exterior of your bag, handphone, and underneath the strap of your watch. You need to be within striking distance for the deceased blood to go underneath your watch strap.
I didn't mean to kill Teck.
You knew the victim.
Yes. We played mahjong together before. But I didn't know anybody was in the temple that night. I had no job, no money, no luck. So I went to the temple to pray. I know that a lot of people donated money. So I thought I could steal from the donation box. Just a little, you know. A few days later, I went to buy a hammer and chisel. Before I robbed the place, I thought I'd better check the layout first. The donation boxes were too heavy to steal, and they were made of metal. I thought if I used the hammer, it would make a lot of noise. I needed to see if I could lessen the noise. So I went back to the hardware shop to buy a rubber stopper. I thought I'd better wait until later before I robbed the temple. I saw the CCTV cameras already, so I put on a mask and cap in case. I tried to open the donation boxes, but I couldn't. The box was too hard to open. Then Boon Teck woke up. So I hid and hoped that he wouldn't find me. When he went back to sleep, I tried to escape.
Oi! Ah!
I couldn't let him catch me.
Lo Suan Lit was convicted of culpable homicide not amounting to murder and housebreaking by night. He was sentenced to 14 years imprisonment and 6 strokes of the cane. In the case you have just seen, the suspect tried to conceal his identity by disguising himself when he committed the crime. Officers from the Criminal Investigation Department trawled through more than 2,500 hours of CCTV footages and interviewed hundreds of witnesses to ascertain the identity of the suspect. The police have also meticulously processed more than 100 pieces of exhibits, while the forensic pathologists and experts from the Health Sciences Authority assisted with the careful examination and documentation of the victim's injuries and the evidence gathered. The effort and persistence of the officers paid off when the suspect was eventually arrested at the Woodlands checkpoint within 10 days of the crime. The police would like to thank members of the public who have provided valuable assistance and leads during the course of our investigations. If you witness anything suspicious or illegal, call the police hotline at 1-800-255-0000 or call 999 for urgent police assistance. You may also submit information online via Eyewitness at police.gov.sg/eyewitness or through our Police at SG application. All information will be kept strictly confidential.
Recently, there's been a re-emergence of the China official impersonation scam. In 2018, the police received more than 300 reports of China official impersonation scams involving almost $13 million being cheated from the victims. Typically, the victims would receive messages or calls from persons claiming to be a Chinese government official from the Ministry of Public Security of the People's Republic of China or the Interpol. The victims would then be asked to provide their personal details and particulars for investigation purposes. These included internet banking credentials or one-time passwords, also known as OTPs. There were also instances where victims were instructed to transfer money using Bitcoin vending machines. The scammers would send the victim a QR code to be scanned at a Bitcoin vending machine before depositing their money into the machine. To avoid becoming a victim of such scams, here are some tips. If you receive such calls, ignore them or call a trusted friend or family member before taking any further actions, as you may be emotionally overwhelmed after receiving such a call. No government agency will request a money transfer or personal details over the phone, nor will they do so through automated voice machine. Scammers based overseas may use caller ID spoofing technology to display a local number. If you suspect that the caller may be a scammer, hang up, wait a while, and call back to check if the number is valid. Never provide your personal information such as your NRIC, contact number, and bank details to strangers. To seek scam-related advice, you may call the National Crime Prevention Council's anti-scam helpline at 1-800-722-6688. Join the Let's Fight Scams campaign at www.scamalert.sg/fight by signing up to receive up-to-date messages on scams and share them with your family and friends.
This is the first episode of Crime Watch for 2019. If you have any feedback, do drop us an email. I'm DSC Jonathan Naoyong. Until next time, do your part to prevent, deter, and detect crimes.